Hi, and welcome to another episode of Tennis Volley Talk with Brian Danielson. Hey, this week what I'm going to be doing is talking a little bit about the Cincinnati Open, which is being played right now. It's a 2-week event leading to the U.S. Open with that. Now, it's a 2-week event with actually with the finals being on Monday. And then leading into the U.S. Open with the Fan Appreciation Week, which a lot of the players will be maybe taking a little bit of time off and then filtering into New York prior to the U.S. Open starting and practicing. And then also with some of the players that will be, and probably some are in New York right now, with the with practicing for the mixed doubles, which they decided to do prior to the U.S. Open this year during Fan Appreciation Week. So if you're inclined and if you're there and you're a tennis fan and you're going to go see the Fan Appreciation Week on August 20th, 21st, they are going to be playing the mixed doubles. So yeah, if you have the means to go watch and pay to go see the pros, or if you're just wandering around, there are many TVs around that you can take a look and watch a little bit of what's going on. Plus, there might be some pros in the wings somewhere that you might run across and be able to get an autograph or two. Who knows? Maybe the Tennis Channel or somebody might be there talking, and so you might see some pros or some people around there along the way with the doubles being televised during that. So, with that, a little bit more interesting way of maybe meeting some of the players or anything of that nature. But right now about Cincinnati, what I'm going to be getting into here is it'll be the semifinals right now with the women. It's Elena Rybakina versus Iga Swiatek. Now, actually, Elena Rybakina beat Aryna Sabalenka. So that was a very good accomplished win for her. She's been having an up and down and kind of a slump. And maybe she's found the right pro that has kind of helped her game a little bit to come along and come up because she beat Sabalenka, which was really good for her. And then Iga just kept rolling along, and she beat Anna Kalinske pretty easily. And then we had Veronika Kudermatova. She beat Veronika Krejcikova, and then she is going to be versing Jasmine Paolini, who actually beat Coco Gauff, which is really up. She's coming on. She's not had an up year from last year, her breakout year, but she's coming along now, and she's hitting some major strides and taking out some people. She got revenge against her Wimbledon loss this year to Barbara Krejcikova. So anyway, she ended up getting revenge against her too along the way. So that was pretty good to have her get revenge on that aspect of it too. That was good. So who do you think is going to win between those? And who do you think will be in the finals of Cincinnati with that? So I myself, I don't know. Elena Rybakina does have the game and power, like Sabalenka, to beat Iga. But Iga, the way she's playing, and she's such a fast-paced player, and she just knows what she wants. But it'll be a close match. I feel it'll go 3 sets. So then I think Iga may win. And then as far as Paolini and Veronika Kudermetova. I'm going to say Paolini. So it'll be Iga Swiatek against Swiatek against Jasmine Paolini. So I don't know. It could be a toss-up. It might be Elena Rybakina against Jasmine Paolini, or it could be Veronika Kudermetova. So anyway, with that, who knows? Who do you think might win that? Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and being able to see. And also, you're going to be seeing a racket of the week here coming up pretty soon. But like, subscribe, and comment, please, for you YouTubers out there. But then you podcasters out there, you like, subscribe, and comment also. And then also, you're going to, if you want to take a look at the racket of the week that I will be talking about, then you can go to my tennis channel, Tennis Volley Talk, and take a look at it if you wish. But also, you guys, podcasters, comment, like, and subscribe also to Tennis Volley Talk. So something, if you want to do that, that would be great. I do like that. I do like talking about tennis. And getting predictions, and please comment. Let me know what you would like me to do a little bit more of, either over the phone interviews or just talking tennis about anything. And then with the men, it was Yannick Sinner beating Felix Auger-Aliassime, and then Terence Altamae, he's going to be against the beat Holger Rune, which was a big upset. And he's having a breakout tournament. And I hear he can hit the ball a ton. So who knows with that? That's might be a blast-to-blast semifinal between. And then it was Alexander Zverev that beat Ben Sheldon rather handily. And then it was Carlos Alcaraz who beat then Andrei Rublev. So, between those, who do you think will win? Odds on favorite, it'll be Yannick Sinner and then Carlos Alcaraz. So anybody out there, who do you think might win the semi and the men's? That'll be a tough competition either way, with Yannick Sinner and then Terence. Because I hear that both of them can hit, and Terence has taken out top players already to get into the semifinals already. So that might be a very interesting match. It will probably be a bird murder, but I have a feeling that Yannick Sinner, odds-on favorite, is going to be the one to win because of the fact he just can get in and out of the corner so well, and he just has a game that can pound you and wear you down and just keep pounding, and very consistent and doesn't miss. And then Alexander Zverev and Carlos Alcaraz, that's going to be another one. Alexander Zverev, he's been coming on, he's been playing very well, very consistent, and it depends on if Carlos is on. He's one of the most toughest ones to beat. And then between, so who knows who that might be? Who do you think it might be? With Carlos's game. And then I probably, odds-on favorite is going to go with the favorites, then Yannick Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz. So I think that's who's going to be winning that battle between those four people, who's going to be winning and going into the final on Monday. Now, also with that, the U.S. Open Fan Appreciation Week. Now, I was there last year, which I then had a very wonderful time, fell right into place, and then was on, paid a little bit too much for some taxi service to get me to my hostel that I was in Brooklyn. That cost a little bit much, but now I think I got the lay of the land a little bit. So flying into LaGuardia, and then I'm going to take a bus to the subway station, and then I'm going to take the subway to Grand Central, and then I'm going to be in Manhattan at the YMCA hostel kind of thing this year. And then that's not very far right from Central Park. So that'll be kind of fun to go see. And then maybe get a chance to go see Central Park tennis courts on one of those days and see where that, see how that happens and see what that's all about. Maybe I can talk to somebody that might actually, I can get their number and then call them up for a phone interview. Who knows? If you guys do like the phone interviews, I do like doing those. You YouTubers, let me know in the comments, comment, like, and subscribe. And then also, if you like the racket of the week, I do like doing that because you get to learn a little bit of history of tennis rackets from way back then in the day. So I do like doing that. And then you podcasters out there, if you do like the racket of the week and want to take a look at it, it's up to you. Then you can definitely go to my YouTube channel, Tennis Volley Talk, and take a look at that particular racket of the week if you wish. If not, you can hopefully imagine it whenever I describe it to you. So that's about with that aspect of it. So yeah, with the U.S. Open coming, and then I was there, like I said, last year, had the opportunity to do quite a few several things with the tennis aspect of it. So and even braved the subway, like I said, even from Brooklyn to go see the U.S. Open twice that week. So that was really good to be able to experience all of that stuff. To be able to do that in a roundabout way too with that. So I hope I'll probably do a little short podcast this coming up week, like Monday, so I can drop it on Tuesday and then see where that leads. But it'll be a short one. And then when I get back from New York, then I'll be giving you another podcast of that aspect with the trip to New York and how that ended up. I'm going with a very good friend of mine, and they got some good stay and airfare both. So it ended up being really well. Do some a little bit more sightseeing than what I did last year, because we're going to be in Manhattan. We're going to be close to everything, Statue of Liberty and stuff of that nature, and some of the museums, who knows, then Times Square or Rockefeller Center, or where they did the ice skating and some of the movies where the Christmas tree is. So that'll be a fun thing to try to do also. So, right now with I'm going to be going to the racket of the week. And now the racket of the week, it's a Winfield racket. Now a Winfield racket in Blue Star. And then this is what it is, 8-ply, and then fiber reinforced 8-ply lamination. So, it's with the lamination on it, 8-ply lamination, very good racket still also. Now the ribbons here, like I said, these ribbons are probably from the 60s to 70s. It was really actually kind of for maybe reinforcement of the handle of the rackets back there. Now the racket itself, the general part of the racket, the head of the racket is probably the ash wood or the hardwood. It's made out of the hardwood with the ply, the ply in between, making it a little bit more flexible. But then the bottom part is the painted part, which is white all the way down. Then it has the Winfield in blue and the blue star on it. Now the blue star, it could be, just a realm of one of the types of the Winfield racket. And then with the blue reinforced fiber, and then the red 8-ply lamination on it. So with that, it just kind of the painting on the paint on it, and then having that reinforced on that. But the whole handle, the bottom part of the head of the racket, and then also with that, what they have is also these strings They're called the trebling of the strings. That was really mainly used for the keeping the strings from rubbing together. Now, it actually kind of started way back in the late 19th century, which is from 1870s to 1890 back then. So that's when that started with the tennis rackets back then, to keep the strings from rubbing or anything. But then it went all the way up until the 80s, with that. And then that's when they quit doing that. That's when they started with the dampeners on the strings, the little rubber dampeners that were able to keep the strings from rubbing as much. So they went away from that to this part of it. But back in the day, that's what they used to keep the strings from rubbing together. They used it in the way they knotted it. They had one side that had knots on it and one side that was smooth. And then you'd spin the racket and then say knots are smooth. And then whoever chose the knots are smooth. And if they chose the knots, then they would get to win the serve. And then the other guy get to pick the side he wants to receive or serve from. Or whoever won that gets the choice of serving or receiving. So that's kind of a good idea with that and how they did that back then. But with the racket being still a very straight racket, it's not that heavy of a bulky of a racket though. But this could be actually. This Winfield was actually manufactured. Winfield actually invented the first racket. Then Major Walter C. Winfield invented the first racket, tennis rackets in London in 1874. But later on, as manufacturers grew and they had them in the U.S., could have been one of the major manufacturers, Wilson, Spalding, Dunlop, or Slazenger, that actually had the racket. But this racket, it doesn't have who the manufacturer was, if it was Slazenger or Wilson or anybody like that. But it could have been one of the major manufacturers. Some of the other small manufacturers back in that day. Now look at the racket. It's really kind of nice in the way it is. The white, really, and with the blue lettering of Winfield, it really does kind of stand out, and it does make it look really nice. But with that, take a look at that. It's still a very nice, attractive looking racket. With the racket itself, it has the original strings. These strings were probably original with it when it came from the store, whoever bought it at the store that they bought it from. Usually before that, they would have the strings and they'd string it, and it would be catgut or cowgut. But this is the through the manufacturer, and they'd string it with the string, the original string, nylon string, in a way that what it would be. Still pretty tight. You could probably lightly hit the ball with that too. But it's still a very attractive racket for looking at. And then with that, it's a white and very, very standout kind of a racket with the blue lettering on it. So I hope that you guys like it, you podcasters. Like, subscribe, and comment about it if you like the racket of the week, and whatever you might like and have me to try to cover on whatever I do with this, with my podcast. And also you podcasters, if you want to take a look at the racket that I'm describing right now, you can certainly do that. But you can take a look at it through my tennis channel, Tennis Volley Talk, if you want to take a look at it. But still, for you, like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know what you like about it. Also with that. So with that, still very good, attractive looking racket all the way around for that. So with that, I hope that you did like the racket of the week this week. And also with that, I just want to let you know that I do really like doing this. I'm in my third year, and I've been loving and doing all the research, and I one of the fun things that I get to do. But the reason why I do Racket of the Week is because the history of rackets is so lost, and so many people may not know anything about a manufacturer, or let alone the uh, endorsed person on a racket that nobody really knew about. And then that's why I like doing that, because I let you know about the person who they endorsed and the player who they endorsed back when they were playing in the early days of tennis. Some a lot earlier, some in our era of Connors and Laver and McEnroe and Newcomb and Roach and Rosewall and all of those guys that played back in our day that we remember, people my age. But of course, in the younger generation, though, remembering the play of Agassi and Sampras and all of those guys. So with that, I just want to let you know I appreciate you so much. And please like, comment, and subscribe. Everybody this week, please get out there and hit the ball, play. And I will then talk to you early this week and get something in and show you another Racket of the Week before I end up going to New York City for the U.S. Open Fan Appreciation Week, which will be still fun, and it will be a good adventure, just as good as what I had last year. And this year, actually, what I did is actually going to go to the first day opening of that and see the matches at Louis Armstrong Stadium, which will really be fun, and be able to see matches. But then I'll be able to go to the show courts and see all the matches going on at the show courts with a lot of players too. So I'll probably get a lot more pictures of a lot more different players this year, which will be fun too. So everybody have a good week and get out there, keep hitting, and thank you very much.